Welcome back, investors, to the Investing with Our YouTube channel for another portfolio update. Apologies for missing last week. I was a bit busy and didn't have the time to make a video. But what can we see here? So we're down for the last week, 2.3%, which equates to just under £2,900 in loss. The main reason being is the situation within the Middle East is worsening, or at least didn't resolve in the last week, which in the middle of the week, there seemed to be some hope that would happen. And the portfolio went to a high of 124,000, which was up almost 2% for the week. So this is how volatile times are. If we look at the VIX for the last week, it settled at 29, which is pretty high. If we look at the overall, the last time we saw that level was near the tariffs crash. And I don't have any money left, but you were looking at deploying some cash, this is a good time, because of course it can worsen, but if you would tell me that I can deploy all my cash when the VIX is at 29, then I'll be a happy person, because you're getting some great prices for your stocks. So obviously when the VIX is high, then the market is going to go down, and this is what you're seeing in the portfolio right now. Again, it's all part of the journey of investing. Conflicts happen, but markets again will always recover. It's just a case of waiting and patience. So obviously when the market's set down, you should be buying as opposed to selling. So that means I have not been able to sell any positions or trim any positions. And that means I haven't been able to buy any new stocks. But the ISA allowance is going to reset on the 6th of April. So I will be at least adding to the portfolio in terms of cash then. And I will look at, if the market is at 29 VIX or similar to that, then I will be adding to certain positions. But ultimately right now, nothing has really changed within the portfolio. And this is where we are at. Again, Google remains my biggest position. Then you've got a 10K position in Meta, Imperial Brands, which generally does well when there's conflict or volatility. That is an 8K position where we're up 75%. Robinhood suffering right now because of Bitcoin going down, but Bitcoin has been actually responding quite well in terms of the market volatility. Normally when the market goes down, Bitcoin, for some reason, even though it should be an asset that people run to, similar to gold when there is volatility, but historically in the recent times it hasn't worked out that way. But from what I saw in the last couple of weeks, Bitcoin is doing okay against the volatility. So this is hopefully positive signs for Robinhood. You've got Visa and MasterCard, my next two holdings, pretty much break even on both of those. Then you've got Carnival, which suffered quite a bit recently, being a travel company in a time where there's been restrictions in how travel companies operate, at least for the short term, has had a hit. But for me, this is a good buying opportunity, because it's not because of underperformance from the company. It's just because of global conflict, which will at some point ease and this stock will recover. And it's treated me really well, including a dividend which I received last week. And here it is. So I got £35.93 last week from Carnival, which takes the total for the dividends that this portfolio has received to £7,693. On top of that, Carnival is up 85%, and it was up about 110 or 15% before this conflict occurred. Then you got Nvidia, which is a £6,000 position, which equates to about 5% of the portfolio, up just under 60%. Tesla with a 4.65% position, up 77%. Microsoft, which has been beat down recently, but again, I think this is a strong buying opportunity. This company will recover. Then you've got Broadcom, which is just over a 4.5% position, up 68% on that holding. Oscar, just over a 3.5% position, and we're down 15% on that. Amazon, up 10% for a 4K holding. Then you got United Health at £4,000, which was acquired by Berkshire Hathaway a couple of quarters ago. And long term, this should be a good stock to hold. Centrica, quietly a very strong performer within the portfolio. We're up 74%, but a small position at just over 3%. Then you got Iren, which is down 44%, and Grab down 33%, both equating to just over 5% of the overall portfolio. Then you've got Costco, where we're up 22% for a £466 gain. Micron, a new addition, down 12%, but then pretty much all stocks are down at the moment, so that's not something I'm worried about. The demand for memory is very high. They're sold out until at least 2027. So this company will do well, in my opinion, and I would like to add to this position. Apple up almost 30%, but it's a very small position, less than 2%. Then you've got BM&R, which is the biggest hit stock within the portfolio, which is down 66%. ASML up 52%, very small holding, less than 1%. Similar to KLA, which is the same, but we're up almost 60% on that position. So just a quick summary, nothing really can change with times like this when you have no more cash left to deploy. But if you do have some cash, then I hope that you're buying, because these are good times to buy. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.